Costs to consider before buying a car. There are many important decisions to make before buying a car. Do you need an SUV or a truck? A hybrid or an electric car? And of course, how much should you spend? When considering the costs associated with buying a car, your monthly car payments are just one part of the equation. Your budget should also account for recurring and unexpected expenses that come with car ownership. For example, insurance payments, registration fees, normal maintenance, and unexpected repairs fall into these categories. Let's look at the different costs associated with buying and owning a car. Finance and interest charges. If you choose to finance a car entirely, it can increase the total cost of the vehicle, since you will be paying interest and other loan costs, in addition to the cost of the vehicle. When budgeting for the cost of your car, you'll want to consider three factors: the loan amount, the annual percentage rate, and the loan term. A resource to consider using is an auto loan calculator to adjust the numbers and see how differences in loan amount, APR, and loan term can affect your payment. Insurance. Another ongoing expense to consider is car insurance. Insurance companies consider factors like the state of the insured, driving record, primary driver's age, car make and model, and more to determine your rate. It's advised to get a few quotes from different insurers to get a sense of the cost and compare rates. Registration fees and taxes. Depending on the state you live in, you may need to budget for annual expenses, such as an excise tax, emissions testing, and registering your car. These can add up, so make sure you know your state requirements and save for those expenses as needed. Some of the fees you'll encounter, like registration, are non-negotiable because your state requires them. However, some things, like documentation fees and the base price of the car, may be flexible and open to some negotiation, depending on where you buy your car. Fuel costs. Next, consider the costs that will vary depending on external factors. For example, gasoline prices will fluctuate, and the monthly expenses will be lower or higher depending on how much it takes to fill your tank. Factors like the grade of gasoline that your car requires and local market circumstances should also be considered. For electric cars, consider the cost you'll have to pay to charge the car and the location of charging stations. Home charging station installation and maintenance should be considered as well. Maintenance and repairs. Finally, you will want to factor in periodic expenses like regularly scheduled maintenance, which is suggested around every 7,500 miles or so, depending on the manufacturer. Some new cars may include some of these basic maintenance costs for the first few years. For the first few years with a new car, you probably won't need much more maintenance than this. And if you do, it might be covered by your warranty. But having a little extra in your budget to cover unexpected costs is always a good idea. Buying a car is a big financial decision, but it doesn't have to strain your wallet. With proper research and budgeting, you can find a car you love for the right price.